Mr. Steinbrenner, sir. There's someone here I'd like you to meet. This is Mr. Costanza. He's one of the applicants.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I wish I could say the same, but I must say, with all due respect, I find it very hard to see the logic behind some of the moves you have made with this fine organization. In the past 20 years, you have caused myself and the city of New York a good deal of distress, as we have watched you take our beloved Yankees and reduce them to a laughingstock, all for the glorification of your massive ego.
Hire this man.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Steinbrenner? You wanted to see me, Mr. Steinbrenner?
Yes, George, come in, come in. Yes, George, come in, come in. You know, George, I've been your biggest supporter around here, and that's why I was so disappointed to hear that you've been pilfering the equipment.
George would never do anything like that.
No, why would I? I own it.
Right.
So what are you saying?
Why would George steal from the Yankees?
He wouldn't.
Of course not.
Exactly. I don't really know what the hell's going on here.
Sir?
Nothing.
Well, I was thinking it's about time for George's lunch.
Yes, it is. All right, let's see. What do I have today? Oh, darn it, it's ham and cheese again. And she forgot the fancy mustard. I told her I like that fancy mustard. You know, you could put that fancy mustard on the shoe and it would taste pretty good to me. Oh, she made up for it with a cupcake, though. Hey, look at this. You know, I got a new system of eating these things, George. I used to peel off the chocolate. And bring me back some of those cigars in the cedar boxes. You know, the ones with the fancy rings? I love those fancy rings. They kind of distract you while you're smoking. The red and yellow are nice. It looks good against the brown of the cigar. The Maduro, I like the Maduro wrapper. The darker, the better. That's what I say. Of course, the Claro's good, too. That's more of a pale brown, almost like a milky coffee. I find the ring size very confusing. They have it in centimeters, which I don't really understand that for the next 2 years. Well, not that I was ever one for the sweets. Sure, I like a cupcake every now and then like everybody else. You know, I like it when they have a little cream on the inside. It's a surprise. That's good. Plus, the chocolate ones are good, too. Sometimes I just can't even make up my mind. A lot of times I'll mix the two together. Lou Piniella, Bucky Dent, Billy Martin, Dallas Green, Dick Hauser, Bill Verdon, Billy Martin, Stump Merrill, Billy Martin, Bob Lemon, Billy Martin. George, word has it you've been cracking under the pressure. Can't cope, can't stand the heat. Spit the bit.
Mr. Steinbrenner, I can explain.
Oh, we all get a little cuckoo sometimes, George. I used to be like you, raiding personnel till they cried, calling managers on the field during a game, threatening to move the team to New Jersey just to upset people. And then I found a way to relax. I've got 2 words to say to you, George. Hot tub. I heard about what happened at the meeting this morning.
Oh, yes. I already packed up my desk, sir. I can be out of here in an hour.
And I have to tell you, it's exactly what this organization needed. If we want to look to the future, we've got to tear down the past. Babe Ruth was nothing more than a fat old man with little girl legs. And here's something I just found out recently. He wasn't really a sultan. Huh? What do you make of that? Hey, check this out. Lou Gehrig's pants. Not a bad fit. Hey, you don't think that nerve disease of his was contagious, do you? Better take them off. I'm too important to this team. Big Stein can't be flopping and twitching. Come in. Ah, Willow.
Mr. Steinbrenner, I am very concerned about George Costanza.
How about a good morning?
Oh, yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Willow.
Anyway, his car's in the parking lot. The front end is bashed in, and there's blood in the car, and we can't find him anywhere. Obviously, he was in some sort of a terrible car accident. And trooper that he is, he tried to make it into work, sir.
All right, Wilhelm, listen to me. I want the stadium scoured. He could be bleeding to death in the bullpen. Yes, Put everyone on alert. Check all the area hospitals, clinics, shelters. We've got to find that kid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We must find George.
Yes, sir.
Find him, Wilhelm.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Costanza?
Yes?
My name is George Steinbrenner. I'm afraid I have some very sad news about your son.
I can't believe it. He was so young. How could this have happened?
Well, he'd been logging some pretty heavy hours. First one in the morning, last one to leave at night. That kid was a human dynamo.
Are you sure you're talking about George?
You are Mr. and Mrs. Costanza.
What the hell did you trade J. Buhner for? He had 30 home runs and over 100 RBIs last year. He's got a rocket for an arm. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Well, Buhner was a good prospect, no question about it. But my baseball people loved Ken Phelps' bat. They kept saying, Ken Phelps, Ken Phelps.
Mr. Steinbrenner?
Is it you?
Yeah, it's me, sir. It's been a harrowing few days. After the car accident, I crawled into a ditch. I managed to survive on grubs and puddle water until a kindly old gentleman picked me up.
Grubs, huh? Gotta admit, I never tasted one of those.
Anyway, as I was lying in the puddle, I think I may have found a way for us to get Bonds and Griffey, and we wouldn't have to give up that much.
Well, don't tell it to me, George. Tell it to the new assistant to the general manager.
I didn't get the job.
Well, once you were dead, we couldn't just sit on our hands. We got to make a move. But you still have your old job. Of course, we'll have to dock you for the time you missed. We're running a ball club here. If I give special treatment to you, everyone will want it. Next thing you know, it's chaos. And I can tell you this. Chaos does not work for the New York Yankees. Not as long as I'm running the show. Hey, Costanzo, what is that you're reading over there? That looks pretty tasty.
It's a calzone, sir.
Calzone, huh? Yeah, let's see it. Pass that on down. Let's get a little look at that. Big Stein wants a little taste. Come on. Yeah, sit down here. That's a good boy. Okay, hey, what's in this thing?
Cheese, pepperoni, eggplant.
Eggplant, huh? That's a hell of a thing. All right, back to business. Here you go. Very good. Excellent little calzone you got there, Costanza. Okay, I'm a little jealous. All right, here we go. Like I told you last week, the renovation of the press box was taking too long. All right. Well, you know, that eggplant was very good. Very good. Everybody out. I got eggplant on my mind. Costanza, go get me a couple of calzones right now. Pronto, move it out. Big Stein wants an eggplant calzone. He must have one. Everybody out. All right.
Who's Mr. Steinbrenner?
Oh, beautiful. I'm starving, George.
So, I thought tomorrow, maybe we'd try a little corned beef.
Corned beef, man? I don't think so. It's a little fatty, don't you think?
How about Chinese?
Chinese? No, too many containers. Big mess, very sloppy. We're gonna stick with the calzones from Paisanos. That's the ticket.
Just thought it'd be nice, you know, a little variety.
No. George, let me tell you something. When I find something I like, I stick with it. From 1973 to 1982, I ate the exact same lunch every day. Turkey chili in a bowl made out of bread. Bread bowl, George. You'd eat the chili, then you'd eat the bowl. Nothing more satisfying than looking down after lunch and seeing just a table. Love this magnifying glass. I feel like a scientist. Oh, yeah.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Come in, George. Come in. Wilhelm gave me this project you worked on.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something, George. You having any personal problems at home? Girl trouble, love trouble of any kind?
No, sir.
What about drugs? You doing some of that crack cocaine? You on the pipe?
No, sir.
Are you seeing a psychiatrist? Because I got a flash for you, young man. You're non-compos mentis. You got some bats in the belfry.
What are you talking about?
George, I've read this report. It's very troubling indeed. It's a sick mind at work here. Okay, come on, boys. Come on in here. George, this is Herb and Dan. They're going to take you away to a nice place where you can get some help. They're very friendly people there. My brother-in-law was there for a couple of weeks. The man was obsessed with lactating women. They completely cured him, although he still eats a lot of cheese.
You see, I didn't write that report. That's not mine.
Of course you didn't, George. Of course you didn't write it.
I didn't do it. I just got done. I don't know how it got done, but it did.
Of course it got done. Things get done all the time. I understand. Don't worry. Your job will be waiting for you when you get back. Get better, George. Get better.
Sir, I just got a call from the terrorist. I told him to call back here if you have a moment.
Hey, Costanza, let me ask you something. Is it February or February? Because I prefer Uary. And what is this rule? Costanza, what the hell are you doing?
Well, no, you have to stand tough, sir. That's why I had to hang up the phone.
When someone's unstable, you don't stir the pot, George. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run around the stadium and close all the windows. That's what I'm doing, pal. And I'll tell you something else. I am very nervous. You want me to say it again? I'll say it again. I haven't had a pimple since I was 18, and I don't care if you believe me or not. And how's this? You're fired. Oh, that smell. I know that smell. It's in the building. Costanza is in the building, and he's not in this office. He's got the calzone. Costanza! I got to! I'm telling you, Costanza!
Sir, I'm sure it's not a bomb.
Yeah, don't be so brave, George. You mess with them, and they're messing with you. All right, boys, send it in. Wait, what's that thing straight ahead? Is that anything? Is that Mothra? Okay, let's check the desk. That's where I heard the ticking. We're gonna search each one of those drawers, starting with the top one. It's just empty calories and male curiosity, eh, George?
Looks like there's more compartments underneath.
Compartments underneath. That's probably where it is. Okay, boys, let her rip. I heard what you did in the parking lot, big boy, and it is inexcusable. Personally insulting me, my staff. I cannot believe that you, bodysuit man, could perpetrate such a disloyal deed. Breaks my heart to say it. Oh, who am I kidding? I love it.
Wait, Mr. Steinbrenner. George doesn't deserve any of the blame for what happened in the parking lot today, sir. If there's anyone to blame here, it's me.
What are you talking about, Wilhelm? You popping pills? You got the crazies again?
No, sir. I ordered George to drive around insulting people today. Because I'm tired of all your macho head games.
He's lying, sir. I'm tired of all your macho head games.
Macho head games.
He's just being loyal to me, sir.
Wilhelm, you're fired. I owe you an apology, bodysuit man. Straight on. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I'm not going to the game today. I'm going to go outside and scalp some tickets. Bonus box. That's got to bring in $40, no problem.
Look, Mr. Steinbrenner.
Moonlighting for Tyler Chicken. Pretty impressive, George. Days with the New York Yankees and nights in Arkansas with a top-flight bird outfit. And a hen supervisor to boot. I am blown away. Blown, George. Blown. George Steinbrenner here. I want to talk about George Costanza. I understand he's been dividing his time between us and you. I cannot have that.
Well, I don't know who he is, but if you want him that bad, I'm not giving him up that easy.
Oh, that's so. Playing a little hardball, huh, Donny boy?
How about this? You give me Costanza. I convert your concessions to all chicken, no charge. Instead of hot dogs, chicken dogs. Instead of pretzels, chicken twists. Instead of beer, alcoholic chicken.
How do you make that alcoholic chicken?
I live from it, just like anything else.
That stuff sounds great. All right, I'll have Costanza on the next bus.
George Steinbrenner. Called George Steinbrenner.
So George Costanza came to work for you in May of 1994?
Yes, that's right. He was a good kid, a lovely boy. Shared his calzone with me. That was a heck of a sandwich, wasn't it, George A?
Yes, sir. That was a good sandwich, sir.
Had one little problem, though.
What was that?
He was a communist. Big as they come. Like a big, juicy steak.
How could you give $12 million to Hideki Irabu?
Order!
What did he do with it? It's got to be here somewhere. I'm not crazy. I can smell it. It's close. Hey, Costanza, how come these clothes smell like calzones?
I put them in the pizza oven
Put them in a pizza oven. What for?
to heat them up.
That is not a bad idea. What about this? We'll put all the uniforms in big pizza ovens before the game. That's fantastic. Keep those muscles loosey-goosey. This could be big. Clean up this mess, will ya? Big Stein's onto something. I smell a